rusty. Oh God, I'm rusty. We are so back. We are so back. Liz is rusty at the transitions and we're throwing the after party. Oh my God. And I'm trying to put the link on Instagram so people come join us. We're off to a hot start, aren't we?
We're thriving.
We're thriving. It's gonna be a fun night. It's a Liz takeover, which means it's chaos. It's a run of show that's halfway done. It's segments cut. It's segments added. It's all the chaos you expect from us, plus the additional chaos of Alexis not being here, which is always womp womp. But who do we blame that on? Liz, for changing the show date a bazillion trillion fucking times. So there is no one to blame for Alexis not being here, only Liz.
At one point, Liz pitched moving the show to a Tuesday.
Yeah,
we were like,
correct.
I felt so bad. Okay, hold on. Post it onto Instagram so people know to come join us. Here we are, my friends, throwing the after party. Woo! We're back. Never been so back. We have a very fun show for tonight. We are talking all about the struck work that has happened because the SAG strike has been lifted and they are currently trying to come to a final agreement with SAG, AFTRA, and the AMPTP. It is not over yet, but strike is over, which means we can talk about all the things we haven't been able to talk about since the summer. Huzzah. So exciting to be a podcaster again and not have to wiggle your way around all the things you want to talk about. So we're going to jump right in. We've got a lot on deck tonight. We're going to talk about Barbenheimer. We're going to talk about Theater Camp, which is an incredible under the radar film that this community specifically should be paying attention to. We're going to talk about Red, White, and Royal Blue, which we have our two experts ready to jump in on. I've not seen this movie, so I'm ready to hear all about it. We are going to talk about awards season. We're finally going to talk about Charles Melton. Thank God, I have been dying to publicly scream about this man. We're going to talk about TIFF, and we're going to convince Sly to watch every movie that we watched while we were there. And we're going to talk about the MCU. All in
Oh boy, are we.
We are so back, baby. We are so back. We can talk about Kevin Feige's bad choices. Okay. Before we get there, let's start from the top. What have we been enjoying? Let's do a little rapid fire because really this whole show is what we've been enjoying for the past many days. But let's talk about what we have recently been jumping into and enjoying. Who wants to kick us off? Does anyone feel any kind of compelled to jump in?
I will go first. I want to start with the first thing I've been enjoying is I have new desk friends, which starting off I have a Mothman squishable because one of my favorite podcasts, The Fic List, if you're not following them on TikTok and you're a fandom girly asterisk gender neutral, you're missing out. Great fandom fanfic TikTok account and podcast, and they got a brand deal with Squishables, and I said that if they got one, because they were hardcore campaigning for it, that I would get a Mothman, so I did. And he has magnets, so I could stick him on my mic stand and just have Mothman staring at me. And then I got a package from Alexis, like literally an hour ago. So Alexis is here in spirit via a Bucky bear. So this is in my package. I love it dearly.
Incredible.
It's just gonna be
floor. I'm obsessed.
Alexis on my shoulder for the show.
Beautiful. Incredible. You know what we didn't do is we didn't set virtual backgrounds for tonight. Did we?
We did not.
No, we did not.
We did not. Sly did. Sly really got the name of the game. I'm gonna see if
Sly's going to be brutally honest and came into this recording with Wicked still as the background and went, oop.
Yeah, it was Alphaba mid-flight. I would have approved that continuing. I'm going through my notes.
Fine. We'll go back to it.
Okay, great. Perfect. What would my... Oh, I know what it would be. Okay, hold on.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, if we're staying on brand, it has to be Young Royals.
Oh, wait. I know exactly what mine needs to be. And I think I still have it uploaded. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Perfectly done. Wait for it. It's coming. Yep. Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
You know, I was gonna find a new one, but I think I have. Oh, I don't like the ones that I have saved, but we're gonna accept. This is the drama.
Hey, it's still topical. These are all we did it. 3 topical backgrounds that have a little bit of color cohesion.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Excellent news. So I am very pleased for you that you have your new desk buddies. I wish we could still like put one on each shoulder. You got like an angel and a devil situation going on, but I don't think that's feasible for the length of this show. So we will just refer back. We'll make
somebody take a screenshot quickly.
There, someone would have gotten it. Oh. Did anyone see that?
Yes. Those fucking balloons have been haunting my nightmares.
What did I do?
iOS thing where your camera recognizes like gestures. It happens to be on FaceTime all the time.
Did it do the thumbs up? I know there's a thumbs up bubble.
There's a thumbs up one, but the balloons pop up like every time I open Snapchat, every time I open FaceTime. The balloons are everywhere.
I'm about to be a menace. This is excellent news for me. All right. Marissa, you went a little bit international. You had your Lizzie McGuire, the movie moment since the last time we did a show. So quickly tell the people what's been going on in the life of Miss Abobissa.
I changed my background. I don't know how the camera mirroring works, but on one of these sides, you can see season 2 at Teach, and that's more important to me. Yes, I went to Europe for a little under 2 weeks, and honestly, everything that I thought of including on my what I've been enjoying list were things that came out while I was in Europe. It's 1989 Taylor's version, which I listened to for the first time in a bathtub. Because that was the bathroom was the only room that had a door that closed.
And your videos from your reaction were incredible.
Thanks. You can watch me lose my mind to Is It Over Now on my TikTok if you would like to see. Then Our Flag Means Death season 2 finale came out the same day. Had to watch that. I did purchase a VPN just so that I could watch the finale on the day it released because it is not available internationally. Fellow Travelers also started while I was, I think, the same day. I think all of these things happened on October 27th. And I didn't start watching Fellow Travelers until I got back to the US, but I have started watching that. It's on Showtime. It stars Jonathan Bailey. That's all you need to know. It's also about queer history, but honestly, this main selling point for me is Jonathan Bailey, but I really enjoy it. I didn't actually write any of these things down. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll remember all of it. I think that's it though.
We're moving. We've got so much to cover. That is an excellent list. And we're going to literally talk about everything else throughout the rest of the show. So this is great. And I think we're going to circle back a little bit on the what's been happening on the internet. Like, I feel like there's some connections between the red, white, and royal blue discourse, and then the future. Is that the name of the Jonathan Bailey show? Is it Future Travelers?
Fellow Travelers.
I feel like there's been like a copy and paste discourse between some of what happened in that movie and some of what people are talking about with this show. As someone that has seen neither, I'm like, wow, this is like the same group of people complaining about very similar themes.
Yeah. Reviewers have had interesting opinions about the show. That's what I will say.
We will get into it. If we have time to come back to that, I absolutely want to digest. Okay. I was at Bufferfest last week. Part of the reason why we had to move the show. Super fun time. Lots of cool people, interviews up on all of my platforms, including YouTube, Producer Liz YouTube, which we are all subscribing to Producer Liz YouTube because everyone say it with me. YouTube's the only platform you can get monetized on in Canada. It really rolls off the tongue. So we are now supporting Producer Liz on YouTube, and it is exactly as it sounds, which is super exciting. And there's like a lot of fun stuff that is happening in the next few weeks. a lot of exciting stuff happening in the next few weeks that you're going to find out about very, very soon. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a few weeks ago, I put a countdown up to my very exciting news dropping, and then it kept getting pushed, which was very fun. So the news has not dropped yet, but it is coming, which is grand. So lots on the way. And I've been enjoying Dimension 20. I've been watching a lot of Dropout TV. So if you're watching Dropout TV, get on my DMs. I have lots of opinions on that. And now I want to talk about what I haven't been enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, before we transition, not to break your wonderful transition, I do have a couple more things I've been enjoying.
All right, rapid fire them for us, Sly.
I did finally get around to watching Only Murders season 3. It was great. I did start it because a friend had a question about something, and that's the only reason I watched it, but it was excellent. We loved it. We love our return to form. And then anybody keeping up with my fantasy hockey, I've gone full vibes, no thoughts. I'm still doing fine. I'm like 4-1-0, which is like tied for first in one of the whatever. You don't care. Anyways, we're just going with the vibes, and that's all that matters. Anyways, now let's talk about the things we haven't been enjoying, aka
Shadow and Bone is canceled. I have never been alerted to something so quickly in my life. I don't know where the first hit came from. I don't remember if it was a group text or if I just happened to sense it in the air and go on Twitter and see it. But somehow it came to my attention that Shadow and Bone was canceled before Marissa texted me. And Marissa texted me the moment the article dropped.
Like within 5 minutes, I had seen it and was like, oh no, Liz can't go on Twitter and see this. I need to create some buffer in between this situation.
And it was too late. It was too I already had rant forming. So very distressing times. Very distressing to have confirmed that the entire Six of Crows spinoff is fully written and can go to production literally tomorrow. Like it is 100% ready. The cast has already read the script. Everyone is aligned on an 8-episode miniseries for the Crows, and Netflix just said no. And what has really made me mad is that this is happening in this moment of all of this shit getting canceled and wiped off the internet, and studios dicking around with already done projects that have proven audience and consumers for them, because shows get canceled all the time. Okay, shows get canceled every day. I'm not so pressed about that. I'm pressed about the fact that there is a business case for this series and for this spinoff. There is a huge consumer base. It is not that people were never watching Shadow and Bone. It is one of Netflix's top originals. It was number 1 in like 30 countries or something ridiculous. Like it was number 1 around the world. But you know what it was? Expensive. And Netflix just had to sign a fucking deal for SAG-AFTRA, which means that they are now cutting originals that cost money because they want to save money. And the actors
and anything that would possibly get them in the situation where they would actually have to start paying their writers residuals. But it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm also curious, like, how many seasons the original contracts that this cast signed stand for, and if they would have renegotiated for higher salaries going into a spinoff. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the guys signed and they've been doing a lot of cons recently. So we've been hearing, especially from I hope I'm pointing on your screen, but at least on my screen, I'm pointing to Jesper, which is played by Kit.
Yes, you are.
Okay, good, excellent. It's not mirrored. Kit at some cons has opened his mouth about how they had signed contracts to play these characters like for a long period of time and not be recast. So I'm very curious, like, did a Six of Crows spinoff involve a different kind of pay than like season 1? I don't know, but technically the different series from the original Shadow and Bone series that they would have signed on for. So I'm upset about the current state of our industry and shows getting canceled and shows getting erased from the internet.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. A show that I loved on Showtime called I Love That For You had 1 season, canceled, deleted from Showtime. Like, you cannot watch it anywhere. Like, and it's happening all over the place. It's
And my
tiny.
thing is,
Yeah.
I don't watch anything when it comes out unless I'm making content for it. And there are so many shows that got deleted before I even got to start them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I had a
give
great
people time to get around to things.
I had a great comment on my TikTok about this from Danny. And Danny said, art is it I'm butchering it, but it was like art is more than the moment it was made in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Little
That
bit.
is, yeah. I mean, that's why I have reluctantly become more invested in physical media. Like, I don't want to be a person that has a DVD player and watches DVDs and listens to CDs in my car, but I am becoming a person that has a DVD player and watches DVDs and has CDs in my car. And I'm kind of like falling back in love with physical media. Like, I'm
The
buying
Pink
the vinyls
Lady
of the albums
show,
I like. I'm
I
buying the
also miss
box
that.
sets.
Okay, so there's this TikTok trend of like last year. I had no idea this happened, but I guess last year there was this huge TikTok that went around that was like hot girls with an asterisk. So like gender inclusive hot girls are asking for blank for Christmas. And everyone had the same Christmas list so they could
Mhm.
figure out how to use their Christmas gifts
Yes,
together.
yes. What was the girlies' Christmas gift last year? No one has agreed on a Christmas gift for this year. What is it?
DVD players.
Yes!
Girls are asking for DVD players and CD players for Christmas. Gender inclusive. If you're a hot person, you are asking for physical media for Christmas. 100%.
Absolutely.
Hot people want digital and physical copies available for every single thing that comes on the internet.
You get on the internet, you get on twitter.com, and you demand a box set of your favorite TV show.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, that is
And
the gift of the year.
I am going to say that I have watched Our Flag Means Death, and I have quite come around to pirates.
The internet is a wonderful place.
So yes, hot people, hot girl TikTok. We are asking for physical media for the holidays. That is the gift.
That is it. There was a time when my Christmas list was literally just physical media. It has since expanded, but that is truly the first thing I put on my list. So like, get on board, everyone.
Here's a fun question. Did you guys get like a specific physical media thing for Christmas every year? Like I always got like for years, like the Taylor Swift CD that came out that year. I would get at Christmas. Like I got Speak Now for Christmas. I got the Taylor Swift Christmas CD for Christmas. I got Hi Mariah. Mwah. I got so many different like Taylor Swift related physical Speak Now tour DVD. My friend got me for my birthday. Like I only ever got physical copies on a holiday. Did you guys have like a physical copy gift that you like continually got growing up?
Yeah, a lot of years, like my grandparents in particular, the budget for my grandparents was like perfect for a DVD. So it was like whatever my movie of the moment was, it was like, I just want it on DVD. Because there was a time when the only way to watch something was on DVD or VHS. Who remembers a VHS?
We love a VHS.
Love a VHS.
Yes. So birthday, because my birthday's 2 months before Christmas. So like birthday, Christmas, always it was a DVD or a CD. There were a lot of like formative music moments for me were birthday and Christmas gifts. Yeah.
Love. We will cut this clip from the episode and we will put it into a TikTok. I just put a marker in so we can come back and add that later. Yes, 100%. Sly, was there a physical media thing that you would get for the holidays?
I think for birthdays, I would often get a DVD. Yeah.
DVD birthday, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we did a lot of like summer road trips or whatever, and I had one of those like mini
Pop-up.
portable. Yeah.
The same one that we know you watched Star Wars on.
Yes.
Yes.
Star Wars Episode 3. I also watched oh gosh, my favorites to wear out were Another Cinderella Story and Princess Diaries 2. Those were up there.
Correct.
Beauty and the Beast was often a road trip movie.
We
Yeah.
had the Lizzie McGuire DVDs that would have only like 3 or 4 episodes on them. Do you
Yeah.
remember those? It would be like not a
The
season
Secret
show.
Saturdays. I had season 1 of Secret Saturdays and the Batman 2004. Love the
Oh.
Batman 2004 animated show.
I have to send you one of the shorts that played at Buffer. Someone came to Buffer, his name is Zach, shout out Zach, with a film called Batman Infinity. And it's a short for a series that he's developing. And it's every Batman villain that has never been on screen.
Oh.
It's fucking
incredible.
incredible. I will send it to you. You will lose your mind. I don't know if it's out yet, but I will DM Zach and ask. It was so good. And I have a fantastic interview with Zach where we do, like sing the Batman theme on the red carpet. It was excellent. So fun. Yeah, Mariah knows it was so fun. It was so good. Yes, I will send you that. I'm very excited to see every Batman villain come to life. I'll post it on my story so everyone can find it because I know we got Batman fans in here. Okay. So yes, we are not happy about the state of Shadow and Bone. I genuinely have hope that another streamer will pick it up because it is a hugely profitable fan base and it would be outrageous if they did not get to shop it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. So I could spend the whole episode talking about this, but we have literally all of the struck work from the past few months to catch up on. So let's just pivot right along and talk about previously struck films. There's also previously struck TV, but we are trying to scope in. So let's start with the big fish to fry. And to do so, I'm going to open my Diet Coke because we are in territory for this. Let's take our brains back to Barbenheimer summer.
July.
Which is Oppenheimer is getting a physical DVD release with DVD extras.
Yes, it is. I'm so excited.
It's going on my Christmas list.
We need DVD extras. Oh, behind the scenes content, deleted scenes.
Cheers to behind the scenes content.
Director's commentary.
As I knock everything off my desk.
My desk is a disaster. All right, Barbenheimer. Let's just quick show of hands, including everybody watching, and including if you're watching back, if you're a replayer. Hello, replayers. How many times did we witness Barbenheimer? I did not do it as a double feature. I watched it separately. Yeah, I watched Oppenheimer in Toronto on a work trip. I think it was like the 27th. I went and saw it of July. In a packed theater. I met some friends. We watched it together. It was freezing in the theater. And then I watched Barbie so late because I forget why. Was I sick? When did Barbie come out? Was it my birthday?
Was it the same day as Oppenheimer?
No, okay, it was the same day. So I must have watched Barbie the next week. So I didn't do it. Bunky Barbenheimer.
Bunky Barbenheimer hard. I have not seen Oppenheimer. I've seen Barbie 4 times in theaters, and I have not seen Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen either.
Oh no.
I'll watch Barbie.
Listen,
streaming? Question mark.
Liz saw Oppenheimer first. I saw Barbie first intentionally. I eventually thought I would go see Oppenheimer. But Liz saw Oppenheimer first. She called me immediately after and said, "You need to see Oppenheimer because we need to talk about it." And I said, "You need to see Barbie because we need to talk about it."
No. What I said is very important to this audience. I said, Marissa, you need to watch Oppenheimer immediately so we can talk about the wigs. We can talk about the wigs. That is why I called you, because there are some egregious hair pieces in Oppenheimer that truly are.
No, Liz in no way was endorsing the product that is Oppenheimer. She just needed someone to talk to about it.
Even better.
Yeah. If Emily Blunt gets an Oscar nomination for Oppenheimer, I demand a 12-part series talking about her hair. Because it is truly something to behold.
Oh, I do have a lot of feelings about just the still photos of the hair in that movie.
Wait
There's
until-
nothing historically accurate about the way Florence Pugh's hair is styled. It makes me incredibly mad.
Wait until you see Emily Blunt's hair not move in that movie.
Mm,
There is no natural movement.
that's
about
true. I don't think I've seen it in motion yet. I think I've only
You
seen
will never
photos.
see it in motion. You will simply see her head move. Like so. There is anyway, no movement to be found. None.
Oh,
Sly, you also have not seen either.
No, I haven't. Listen, I was considering it, and then, for those of you who don't get the best television of the summer, which is Bunky's close friend story, Bunky talked about Barbie a lot in a lot of very positive ways, but, also had a little complicated feelings about it,
Yeah.
as another non-binary person, and at the time, everything that they were talking about, I was like, "I don't wanna experience that right now."
mhm.
So I didn't. I think it'll be a drunk watch for me. I think it'll be a late night, have a cider, put on Barbie.
It fully sent me into a spiral when I watched it.
Yes, it
Like-
did.
Like, so if it sent me into a spiral, Sly, I totally respect your game. I totally respect your game. 100%.
Well, if we wanna talk about another movie that I watched at midnight with a cider, that would be Red, White, and Royal Blue, which was also a drunk watch.
By all means, you guys, I have not seen this one. I also have not read the book. So you take it away. Walk me through what the fuck happened with this film.
Liz,
Okay.
let me just say, I know that you are a person that enjoys a Hallmark Christmas movie. I think you would tee-hee-hee your little ass off to Red, White, and Blue
I
because
think you would have a great time with it. Yeah. I think you would
that is
thoroughly enjoy
that
the
is
movie.
all it
Yeah.
has to offer. It has only Hallmark energy to provide. I want to be very clear about something. I did not like that movie. I don't think it is a good movie. I have seen it 4 times.
Wow. Wow.
There's something about it that I don't know. It does something to my brain that
Sometimes you just love bad movies, and that's
it's
okay.
so bad.
Normally,
It's so bad, but like it's so bad that it's good. Like it
Uh-huh.
it accomplishes
And for,
something that I don't know how to describe.
For me, I did not read the book in 2019. That's when it came out, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people read that, and it was, like, their first experience with, like, queer literature, and so they have such a deep and, like, personal connection to the story and how it's
Totally.
developed, and they have these strong, intimate feelings about this book. I don't have those. I read it, like, maybe a year ago or whatever, just on a whim. I thought it was good, it was fine, it was a romance, it was well done. Whatever. I have strong feelings about, like, how we present, uh, queer literature in a way queer stories in a way that's and how that impacts queer audiences, and that's a rant for not today. But a lot of people have all these, like, big feelings about the novel, and the novel is well written. And I would say the novel and the movie are completely different genres.
Oh, walk me through that.
Yes. Absolutely.
So they took this story
Mhm.
and put it into a completely different feel, a completely different genre in a way that works for what they were trying to accomplish. I think they pulled it off. It's
Mhm.
giving cheesy Hallmark, it's giving gay, it's giving it's like not real camp, but fake
Mhm.
camp.
Mhm.
You know? It's
Mhm.
giving fake camp. Um, and if you go into it being like, I'm watching like a shitty Hallmark movie that happens to be gay, you will have a great time. You will have the time of your life. If you are a little inebriated in whatever way is your choice, and you're just here for a silly, goofy time, you'll be there, right? It's like, it's not good, it's bad, but it's fun.
Yeah.
However, if you are looking for the deep, like, textual, interwoven, like, storylines, these rich characters that were completely cut or smushed together in really interesting ways, you're not gonna get that from the movie. And so I think we need to look at the original source text and the movie as completely different. From completely different perspectives
Yeah.
to appreciate like what they were going for with the movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the choice I made, but it's the choice they made, and I respect that.
Whenever I talk about the movie, I say it's not the movie that I would have made, but I've seen it 4 times. And truly, I consider rewatching it every day. Like, as I said in the show doc, I am a moment's inconvenience away from watching it again. It is fascinating how much time and like brain power I have spent thinking about it, because I really love the book. I've read it twice now. I think it's just a good book. It's like a very simple book, but it's well made.
Sure.
The movie is fine and poorly made, but like they did what they were going to do, and they did that, and that's fine. It's not the way I would have done it, but that's fine.
It's giving the same energy as, did you guys see the headline this week from the GQ Man of the Year party? And it's a photo of Joe Alwyn, Taylor Swift's ex, and it's like,
he's a man. It's a
year.
Yeah.
He's a man, and it's a year.
Yeah.
Is it giving that energy?
Yeah. Often at times. Yes. Just like the thing that I truly don't understand is, like, I don't like it. It's not the movie I would have made, and yet I continue to watch it and have a great time. Like, I have a great time watching it, and I also get incredibly mad. And if anyone has ever been on the receiving end of my iMessage while I am watching it, I can only apologize. But yeah, I mean, I could write a dissertation. I have threatened to make a PowerPoint. I have threatened to open a Google Doc and just start writing the script the way I would want to. But like, at the end of the day, they made a silly, goofy rom-com that everybody likes for being a silly, goofy rom-com. And like, I can't fault them for that. Like, good job. You did it. You did what you were going to do.
I will say that, should you be so inclined, there is a website called AO3.com that would fully, with open arms, accept whatever creative you are compelled to write.
But if I was uploading something to AO3.com, it would be Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Like, it would just be the book.
It's just a circle. The Venn diagram is just a circle.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I think my conflicting feelings about this as an adaptation is that, like, this isn't the source material I would choose for this genre of movie. And also, this isn't the genre of movie I would choose for the source material. But it's what they did. And it works to the extent, like, we're going to say this a million times. They did what they set out to do, and they did it effectively.
Yeah.
And you can't fault them for that.
They accomplished their goal. And this is the thing, is like, I understand on the surface, like, it's the first son of the United States and the Prince of England. Obviously, it's a Hallmark movie. But like, there's actually some like really introspective, important like commentary about queer history and like interpersonal relationships and like it's actually a really good book, but that's fine. We can just live in trope world. That's fine. And we did, and it's fun to live in trope world. I would recommend reading the book.
I want to go back to the earlier line, which was a perfect transition of they did what they set out to do and they did it effectively and just hard left straight into theater camp, which is the exact same review. It is copy and paste, exact same review. And I would also argue it is queer history.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is.
But if you are going to have a drunk movie night and watch anything, I would 100% prioritize theater camp over Barbie, which is a hot opinion to have. But
you would have way more fun watching theater camp than Barbie. Barbie is fun, but it will give you an existential crisis the first time you watch it. Like, that's unavoidable.
Theater camp is fun and will give you an existential crisis in a more, was I really like this kind of way.
Yeah, it will speak to your soul in a way like you've never seen yourself so clearly on screen.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Barbie is like I'm not prepared to live in a world where I only see myself kind of in a singular character and the whole movie is about how there's infinite versions of everybody else except for you. Like that just doesn't sound like a good time to me. However, being read to filth for being a theater kid does sound like a fun time to me.
It is a blast. It is I've only watched it the once. I genuinely think I need to watch it again because I feel like I was laughing so hard I was missing more jokes. Do you know what I mean? Like it moved, the pace was rapid fire, Sonic the Hedgehog, lightning quick. Also, which do we like more, the big banner or the small banner? Is the small banner just too distracting?
I like the big banner.
Big banner? All right.
I think the small banner is really funny when you do things like Liz's allergy season.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a permanent installation on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep that in the back burner. Okay, theater camp, hysterical. If you've ever been associated with a theater department in your life, if you've been 2 degrees separated from a theater department, you will get a kick out of this movie because it will either be you or be everyone you've ever known in your lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely.
My note about this movie is I would pay an obscene amount of money to watch this movie with Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Oh.
Although I'd pay an obscene amount of money to watch this money with Brennan Lee Mulligan. I can't watch the movie.
I did not notice.
It is.
Brennan Lee Mulligan still famously continues to be a camp counselor. I would be deeply entertained. Deeply, deeply entertained by watching this movie with him.
It's incredible. Sly, you are going to truly have the night of your life when you watch this movie.
I can't wait until Liz's actual play era finally leads her to join the party and you get to experience the one shot that had Brennan Lee Mulligan as a player because it is some of the best things I have seen from him.
What? Okay.
We'll get to after the show. I'll tell you about it.
On that later. Yes. Marissa also put an incredible note about this movie. This is doping for actors.
That is a line from the film, but I think about it constantly. Yeah. Once you see it, you can't not see it because any other project you watch afterwards, you're like, is this doping for actors?
Yeah.
And you won't know what I mean until you know what I mean. But once you know what I mean, it'll change the way you consume media forever. It really will.
Incredible.
Now, we have to discuss something that might ruin my reputation forever, which is I don't remember saying a nice thing about Ben Platt, but apparently I did.
You did.
What did I say that was nice about Ben Platt?
Let me find the receipts.
Because if I said something like this movie was made for him, it wasn't meant as a compliment.
That is probably what you said. Oh God, I'm only in October.
Good stuff. Infamous Ben Platt hater.
You know what? What if I just search Ben Platt in my messages?
Oh, I can't say something.
I don't really.
I found it.
What did I say?
You said you said prioritize watching theater camp. It's hilarious. I said I watched it last night. And then you said I'm halfway through. I said I can't believe you're having such a positive reaction to a Ben Platt project. And you said it's like you can hear me screaming.
Mm.
So I think you were really going through emotional turmoil in the moment.
This is genuinely the best thing he's ever done. That is a compliment to him. He is hysterical.
I agree with that.
He is also a horrible character. Like his character is like, you know, just a toxic theater person.
I mean, he wrote it, so it's pulled from realism.
Really found some deep truth and ran with it. It is, I will give it to him. This is a hysterical movie. It's great. Have fun watching it. Report back. Let's bounce back to Barbie just because there is one point that I wanted to make that we did not get to, which is there is a reason why this movie is totally lifted by the Canadians. You've got Ryan Gosling, Grammy-nominated King Prime, just Ken. You've got Simu as the antagonist, Ken. You've got Michael Cera as Alan. They really said Canadian men lead the charge on this film, and it is incredible.
Yeah. I would like to take a moment to appreciate my favorite character, Aaron Dinkins.
Talk about it.
Bunky knows this because Bunky and I have both developed an obsession with Aaron Dinkins. Specifically because, oh no, what's his name? I refer to him so often as Adam Sex Education, and that is not his name. His name, Bunky, help me. What's his name? What's his name?
Like a 30-second delay on the chat. We're really going to be waiting for this.
No, the actor who plays Aaron Dinkins and Adam Groff, his name is Connor Swindells. Connor Swindells. That's so incredible timing. I said it as they sent it. Oh God. Connor Swindells. I love Connor Swindells. He's so funny. And I think about his delivery of I'm a man with no power. Does that make me a woman? Truly all the time. To the point where Bunky made a friendship bracelet that is just the abbreviation of that line. And I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. So this is my appreciation moment for Aaron Dinkins.
I'm ready to throw my first major award season prediction out to the world.
Okay, great.
Like my first series, like this is my first very, very serious award season prediction.
Yeah. I
foresee SAG ensemble going to Barbie.
Oh, undeniable. Yeah.
Any other ensemble can come hold a candle to what the Barbie cast has achieved.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the exception, okay, there's an alternate reality where Dune came out on time. Because I also don't see how you don't award a cast of Zendaya, Timothy, Florence, Austin, Oscar Isaac. Like, that
would have been, man, if Dune had come out when it was supposed to come out, this Oscar season would have been insane.
I'm honestly glad for it because I think Dune deserves to sweep.
Yeah, they'll get much more of a moment for sure.
Okay, tell me this is not like the ensemble of a lifetime. Are you ready? Timothy, Austin, Florence, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Walken, yeah.
Leah Seydoux, Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Oscar Isaac, Barry Keoghan's in this one. Like, it's unbelievable. How do they not win ensemble? So, Dune, thank God, is not on the table. Yeah, I'm on a first name basis with all of them, clearly.
Yeah, you're close personal friends.
Close personal friends with the entire Dune 2 cast. Listen, it's happening. We'll bring this clip back when I get to interview them. Manifesting it. But Barbie has to take ensemble this year.
There's no competition. I mean, like, people would make the case for Oppenheimer, but no, there's no. You can't have a sequence like I'm Just Ken and then be like, well, actually, I really think it's only the lead and supporting actors that deserve recognition. No.
100%. So that is my very first producer Liz official award season prediction. It is out there. And I think that that will propel many things, but we can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is also one of the most important Canadian Grammy nominations this year, which is very exciting.
Like,
Which is
for
very
real.
Yeah. There's Drake back in the hip hop categories, which is major news because Drake said he didn't want to be nominated for a Grammy again and then submitted himself anyway because that's who Drake is. And you've got like people in a couple different categories. And then you have Best Original Song, I'm Just Ken with Ryan Gosling. Art. Absolute art. I'm ready for the interview. Let me talk to the Canadian King about Ken. I'm ready.
Yeah, man.
All right. And with that, let's just jump straight into the deep end of award season, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I assumed Marissa had watched all of the movies that we're about to discuss, and Marissa has not seen all the movies that we're about to discuss. I haven't seen any of the movies we're about to discuss, and Sly has not seen any of the movies we're about to discuss. So this is a pre-conversation about 3 award season films that are going to be the most fun to watch over the next few months.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's accurate.
So let's first talk about, okay, we got to really warm up to the conversation I've been dying to have for like 5 months. We're going to start with the Jacob Elordi double feature. Yeah. I have not seen Priscilla because I have been waiting to double feature Priscilla and Saltburn in one weekend. And I think it's going to ruin me.
Yeah, I don't know how a person survives that.
Real quick, for the people in the back, can somebody tell me who this Jacob Elordi that Liz is in love with is?
Yes.
He is a man. He is 6'5".
I've got, wait, I'm sharing my screen. I have not touched my keyboard. Look.
Incredible. I love that for you.
This is Jacob Elordi. This is him.
Okay.
He plays Elvis in the new Priscilla movie. He is extremely tall.
He is 6'5".
That sure is a man.
Kayla Spaney is 5'1", I think, next to him.
So he is Nate Jacobs in Euphoria, which is where he had his most global climb. But I don't mean you specifically, Sly, but you as in the general public know him from the movies, which he is now saying he, wishes he kind of hadn't done. The Kissing Booth. This is him with Joey King in The Kissing Booth. And he had this long Zac Efron kind of hair.
I cannot believe they started making these movies in 2018.
Yeah.
That hair is like well, I guess if that hair is like 2009. Yes.
Yeah. Correct.
Jacob Elordi slams The Kissing Booth, calls films ridiculous, which people are giving him shit for this, but he's not wrong.
No, he is well within his rights to say what he has said. The man is trying to win an Oscar. Let him win an Oscar.
You can't win an Oscar and also say, I gave the performance of a lifetime in The Kissing Booth 3.
Which I will have you know, I looked at the Letterboxd scores of the Kissing Booth movies today. The third, I think it's 1.5, 1.4, and 1.2.
Wow.
1, 2, and 3.
Wow. So you have...
That's rough. Good for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that tight denim shirt. At least my denim shirt's loose. Look at all the room I've gotten here.
If that was me and that was readily available to the public on the internet, I think I would call that ridiculous too.
So this is him in Saltburn.
Yes.
And this is him in the Kissing Booth movie. Ridiculous. This is exactly the word I would use to describe this picture. This is a ridiculous Taylor Swift music video inspired man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Saltburn, which Marissa had the absolute experience of seeing. Talk to us about it.
Oh, it was incredible. I don't want to tell you anything about the movie. I don't want anyone to know anything about the movie going into the movie. All you should know is that it's hard R. And if you have concerns about any aspect of what would make a movie hard R, then you can do some more research.
Rated R. Rated R.
Like R. God, I loved it so much. I had so much fun. So the Chicago International Film Festival was 2-3 weeks after TIFF. And I had tickets to see a lot of movies. I only had time to see 2. And because I was leaving the country the next day, like there was a lot going on. I had other things that I needed to do other than watching movies, which was very sad, but I prioritized the ones that were most important to me and Liz. So
nice energy happened at Chicago International Film Festival.
Yeah.
Like I said, Liz is going to fly to Chicago, knock on my door, and push me over if I don't go see these 2 fucking movies. So tell the people what you saw.
I saw May, December, and then the next night I saw Saltburn. And I will just say, since we're talking about Saltburn, I loved Saltburn. I had so much fun. It is absolutely batshit. I do think my experience is probably like, there's probably like a shiny glow over it because Emerald Fennell was there and she did a Q&A after, and she had some like really insightful and impactful things to say about the film that just like made my brain go like, I love cinema.
Can I please read the summary for the audience? It's a single sentence and it doesn't tell you anything.
I don't know. Where is that?
The summary I am currently looking at just says, a student is invited to an eccentric classmate's estate for an exciting summer. That's all you get.
Yeah. And you know what?
That's the movie.
That happens. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone that I know that has been able to see the movie so far has agreed with me to like go in knowing nothing, as long as you're like comfortable with that, because it's so fun. But yeah, it was great. I am so entertained by watching the way it is being marketed, because I think they're doing an excellent job of selling it, and I will be so interested to see the people react to the movie after having seen the way it was sold to them. And you know what? If you are going into the movie thinking I'm seeing this because Jacob Elordi is hot, that is a very strong thesis in the film.
I did see there's like the viral Letterboxd review that's like a movie about how Jacob Elordi is so hot it will literally drive a person insane. And I'm like, that's the tagline of the year, man. It does not get a better sell.
That is a truly excellent summary of the film.
I'm in. I've never been so in.
Yeah. That's Saltburn.
I've never been so in, except with the exception of the other movie that you saw at the Chicago International Film Festival, which we now must discuss. Please introduce the other film that you saw.
I saw May, December, which is a Todd Haynes film with Julianne Moore, Natalie Portman, and Charles Melton. And as you may recall, which I believe was discussed on this show previously, at random, I received a text message from Elizabeth Dove that said, we need to talk about Charles Melton. And I said, why?
No, that's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Oh, no, I think I said, what's wrong? Are you experiencing an emotion?
Are you experiencing new emotions? Yeah.
I did not understand. At this point, he had won like a newcomers award at Cannes or something. I don't remember what the like distinction of the award was, but I was like, the Riverdale man? There's no way. There's no way he's winning awards at Cannes. There's no way. Against Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman? No. And then I saw the film, and he is by far the best performance in the film. Like, Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman are great. He is incredible. He is so good.
I have obsessively read every single review of May December. There's not a single review. I have 300 tabs open on my phone, on my Safari. I have read every single review that has been posted to the internet by a movie critic about May December, and I have yet to see one criticism of Charles Melton.
He's ridiculous. It is crazy. That again, that movie probably you should look into before you see it.
Yeah.
It is both Saltburn and May December are extremely upsetting, but for completely different reasons. May December is also very funny. It is like very solidly a comedy about really upsetting things.
So
But
it's
so funny.
It's admitting in the comedy categories for the Golden Globes.
I think
I love
that's
that
the
for
right
them.
choice.
Do we think they're gonna win? Who are they against? They're against Barbie in comedy.
Mm.
And then Oppenheimer will be leading drama. And so you have American Fiction, you have so many, you got Killers of the Flower Moon in drama. So I think it makes sense to not compete in that pool and put yourself in drama instead.
Yeah.
Does Charles Melton go for leading actor?
Ooh. I mean, there isn't another leading actor, but I don't know. Maybe. He has just a bit less screen time than the two women. But I don't know how you campaign the two of them, because I don't know if you campaign both of them for leading. Because there could be an argument to be made that one of them is lead and one of them is supporting, but I don't really know. Like, I feel like where they would put each of those would affect where they put him. Because, like, if Julianne Moore is the lead, Natalie Portman is supporting, then Charles Melton is probably lead. But if Natalie Portman is lead and Julianne Moore is supporting, then he's supporting. Like, I don't know.
So I'm just looking at Gold Derby. If you don't know what Gold Derby is, just context. We love sharing context here. Gold Derby is the number one source you need to watch about who is moving where in the award season rankings. They've got it on lock.
Yeah.
May December is not even close to being nominated in the picture category.
No.
I'm looking to see if they've put Charles Melton in. He's in supporting. So
I think, I mean, he would.
Yeah, okay. Best supporting actress, best supporting actor. Let's see, go way down. Best supporting actor. They're ranking him at number 6.
Okay.
They've got RDJ for Oppenheimer in number 1. They've got Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon in number 2, Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things in number 3, Ryan Gosling for Barbie number 4, Willem Dafoe for Poor Things in number 5, Charles Melton at number 6.
Yeah. I think that's probably right. He's not going to win, but I think he has a chance of being on the list.
I think that he could get the campaign, the underdog campaign. And Oscars eat up the underdog story. They have to have some exciting, like the Paul Mescal for After Sun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no one thought he was going to make final ballot, and he did.
I think he could make the ballot. I just don't think he is winning.
No. His win is doing the Paul Mescal, get on the ballot, have the award season of your life, book.
Yeah.
Merrily we roll along while you're doing your campaign, and then have a very pretty picture of you taken at the after party. That is the Charles Melton Oscar campaign. And the win for me will be seeing him cry on the carpet of how excited he is to be there.
Yeah. And let me just say, I said he outperformed Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. He also outdressed them at the premiere. He looked so good at the premiere. If that is an indication of his like campaign performance, he has a great winter ahead of him.
Charles Melton, May December. Let's talk about how he went to the Valentino carpet a few months ago during the strike and absolutely ate. Like, this is a man that dresses.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just trying to get.
Thank God Fashion Weeks happened during the strike, or we would have had nothing to look at for weeks. We would have just been.
I am just thrilled for his publicist who came through and said, there are still things we can do to get you. Look at this.
Yeah,
man.
for real.
I've never
So
wanted a pair
good.
of pants so badly in my life.
So
Never.
good.
He ate them up.
Ate them up.
He ate them up. I am very, very curious, right? Because like these are two of the heaviest hitters in award season.
Yeah.
Right? Like they speak, people listen. Like half of the like Charles Melton can now benefit from award season nepotism by having these two campaign for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What
it is both
was it at Cannes that they did that panel where Julianne Moore was just like gushing about him for like 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
They have power.
It's going to be the funnest race to watch this year. Is Charles Melton just going from the Riverdale sets in rainy Vancouver to literally on the Oscar ballot. It is the coolest fucking story we could dream of.
Yeah, we're going Riverdale and the Kissing Booth to the Oscars this year.
And my secret sauce sub story that I really want to see happen is I want Jake Elordi to have some bananas headline where someone actively chooses to publish that he's going to get a double nomination, which is impossible. Because but I really want someone to say that Jacob Elordi is good for Priscilla and for Saltburn.
It would be fun to watch.
I want someone to start getting messy about it. I'm ready. I'm fully ready. Right now he's ranked at number 13 for Priscilla, and I don't think he's ranked for Saltburn.
I wouldn't.
Full thought. Do not nominate this man for Saltburn. All right. Well, I want someone to be bold enough to say it.
He accomplishes the role that he is required to play, but it's not a competitor.
He's ranked at number 62 for Saltburn.
Oh no.
And ranked at number 63 is Richard E. Grant, also for Saltburn.
He was great in Saltburn.
But 1 point below Jacob Elordi.
Where's Barry Keoghan?
I think they actually put him in the lead actor for it.
He is. He is the lead of Saltburn for sure. But where's he on the list? Which I think is so interesting because they're really selling the movie on Jacob Elordi being hot, but like Barry Keoghan is definitively the lead of the movie and also hot.
He's ranked at number 33 for Saltburn.
Okay.
And you know who's ranked at number 36? Ben Platt for Theater Camp. This is not a fucking joke. This is not a fucking joke. Sound the alarm. And then do you know who's ranked at number 37?
Noah Galvin?
This is the biggest joke. At number 37, you have Timothée Chalamet for Wonka as a best leading.
Okay, we need to bring Barry Keoghan up the list then.
We got to bring it back. We have lost the plot.
Oh,
we
God.
have lost the plot completely in this best actor category. You have Paul Mescal for Foe.
Oh,
they must be
poor movie.
Really confident in Cillian Murphy taking home number 1. If you're going to put Timothée Chalamet at your number 37, this is a bananas. Wonka should not be anywhere near this list. Okay? I'm the number 1 Wonka defender. They should not even be close to being in the Gold Derby rankings.
No. Wow.
Here's the journey for sure.
Here's my current hottest take about award season. If Coleman Domingo is not in leading actor for Rustin, we have made an egregious mistake as a community. I'm saying that now. I'll make a video about it later. We'll get into it. But yeah, Gold Derby, if you don't have it open 24/7 on your tabs, it's okay. I'll tell you what's interesting and fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we've talked about the Charles Melton of it all, because I could spend 5 episodes just talking about this. I've also lost the run of show, which is great. Found it. Let's see. Where are we? Shall we talk about TIFF?
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about TIFF. So Marissa and I went to TIFF. We had a blast. We had a lot of movies we watched. We had a lot of parties we went to. We had a lot of friends we shot content with. And we spent a lot of time together, which is a blast. So we thought what we would do to recap TIFF, rather than just telling the same story 10 bazillion times, is we would convince Sly and all of you to watch the same movies that we spent our time watching at TIFF. So Sly, are you ready to learn why you should watch anywhere between 8 to 10 movies.
Absolutely. Hit me. I cannot wait to hear your pitches for these.
All right. Our first pitch, I'm going to put these on screen as we're talking, actually. Marissa, why don't you introduce our first pitch?
Okay, first up is Next Goal Wins, which actually I think is in theaters starting today. So if anyone is intrigued by this pitch, you can go see it. Let's start out. It's just directed and written by Taika Waititi.
Mhm.
Check.
Facts.
That's part it. It's sports. It's about soccer.
Mhm.
It's about underdogs.
Mhm.
It's about people bettering themselves.
Not a true story.
It's based on a true story.
But
It was a preview before I saw The Marvels.
Yes, it
Check.
was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That was really weird for me. I was like, I went to the premiere of this movie and now I'm watching a trailer for it. This is so weird.
Mhm.
It
It is based on the true story of the American Samoa soccer team and the World Cup qualifiers in 2014.
Yes.
I just Googled to remember what year this all happened in. And
yeah, it's a period piece. It's set in 2014.
Period.
And Taika watched a little mini-series doc about this story and was like, I want to develop it into
Mhm.
a film that is based on a true story, but it's not a total nonfiction telling of said story. It's got the Taika Waititi flair to it, which means when the people that the movie inspired were brought on stage to reflect on the movie after their first time watching it, very politely said, well, we understood why he took artistic liberties.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
no one
There's
made
some
a sound in the audience after that statement was said loudly.
It has indigenous representation. It has a lot of the cast members of Our Flag Means Death, if that's ever a selling point for anyone. I've
Mhm.
counted 7 so far.
Listen, representation is always important to support. And it is a movie that has representation of Samoan culture and people. So it is by all means great in that regard. And a separate thought from that entirely is that this is a movie that you would be pleased to find on an airplane.
Yep. That was our review.
I love an airplane movie.
It
Fun
is an
for
airplane
the
movie.
whole
Things like
flight.
Dune.
Fun. What'd you say about Dune? What?
Oh, I was saying it was an airplane movie, and I was waiting for your reaction to that statement.
I would not say that our Next Goal Wins is an airplane movie in the way that Dune is an airplane movie.
I would say that Next Goal Wins is an airplane movie the same way Dune is an airplane movie. If you're also saying that you don't drink on airplanes. If you get on a flight and you're not accepting a little something something at 30,000 feet, I've got so many questions for you. Especially when you're flying Porter Airlines and it's free.
Someday Porter Airlines will sponsor producer Liz.
God,
and she will get that free upgrade.
God, we're actually big news on that front.
Did you get enough points?
I teared up. And now I get a free bag every time I fly. A free checked bag every time I fly.
Love that for you.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
I've never been so supported as an overpacker. Thank you, Porter.
Yeah.
Anyway, Next Goal Wins. Fly. Have a silly, goofy time watching it.
I will. It looked great. Like, obviously, the Samoan representation, great. I love the sports. I love not quite true story. It looked great. I'm thrilled.
It's fun.
I saw it once and I'm good now.
Yeah, that's solid.
Great. All right. Next, Woman of the Hour, which is Anna Kendrick's directorial debut.
I loved it, which means I don't know how to pitch it to Sly.
Valid.
This is a trigger warning before you go kind of film. It is based on a true story, but not in the same way that Taika Waititi's is based on a true story. In a based on a true story, horrifying kind of way.
Yeah, it's for the true crime girlies, but the self-aware, critical thinking true crime girlies.
Yes. If
it's set in the 70s.
You know how you should pitch this to Sly?
I don't know.
Catherine Gallagher.
Catherine Gallagher's in it.
Did I watch all of You just because Catherine Gallagher was in it?
Oh, yes. If you watched You for Catherine Gallagher, you can watch Woman of the Hour for Catherine Gallagher.
Yeah, that's the only reason I watched You. Okay, cool, great. I'm sold. You did it. Good job, Marissa.
I'm great, so Marissa.
It will be coming to Netflix. Read the Does the Dog Die page before you watch it if you're a person that is concerned about that. But I really liked it.
I would add one of the big selling points of this movie is if you like Anna Kendrick's brand of humor, it comes through in the way that she directs this in a very in a way that makes you root for her as a director.
Yeah.
You know the way that Taika has got the Taika flair when you watch his movie. You can feel Anna Kendrick and how she directs this movie, which is very cool to see. It's almost like I walked in and I was like, I don't know how it's gonna settle for me. I don't know. But
yeah.
you feel the Anna Kendrick flair come to life. And it's kind of fun to watch a new like director tag emerge in the scene.
Yeah, I totally agree. I went in knowing the story and knowing Anna Kendrick, and I was like, there's no way that those two things will go together. But I was really, really impressed, and I had a really great time watching it.
Sly is sold?
I mean, only for Catherine Gallagher, but I think that counts. So yes.
Counts.
2 for 2.
Great.
Love that for y'all.
Let's talk about Seven Veils. Seven Veils. Canadian movie. Okay. Seven Veils is a movie that
Yeah.
It is about an opera. So do you like opera music?
Yeah.
You might love this movie because it is filled with opera music. Filled.
Yeah. It's about a production of Salome or Salome or Salome, depending on who you ask.
Salome. It's Salome.
They say Salome in the movie. It stars Amanda Seyfried.
Read the trigger warnings before you go in.
Yep.
I thought the ensemble was great upon first watch. Marissa did not agree. Marissa did not much enjoy the ensemble, I think.
I just Amanda Seyfried was good.
I actually thought it was like a career best for her. She just got lost in the role in a way. I thought I was going to be watching Amanda Seyfried act, and I did not feel that way. She very much embodied this hurting person.
Yeah, she was great. I think most of my issues with it are just like, I don't understand why it was made. And I have a lot of issues with understanding like the artistic perspective and like why that was the story that needed to be told. So I think it was good for what it was, but like I didn't have a great time watching it.
But if you like opera music.
Yeah. And if you like contemporary opera production, it does have like some fun, interesting, like technical theater aspects that are cool to see. But like the underlying story, I didn't love. But maybe that means Sly will like it.
It could be.
Okay.
Could be. All right, moving right along. Wildcat. See, we set up this game to convince Sly to watch every movie. So let's convince
Sly, do you know who Laura Linney is?
Maybe. Do I?
That's not helpful then.
She's great.
There
is someone. Don't look up the cast list. Did you already look up the cast list?
I was in the process of doing it, but I'll stop looking.
Don't look up the cast list. There is someone who makes a guest cameo in this movie who is from Star Wars, and he comes on screen, and you go, wait, is that who I think it is? And you spend a whole 30 seconds being like, what? And then you get in such a mind fuck that you don't realize how bad the acting is. And you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Why the fuck is he here? And then that's the highlight of the movie. The highlight of the movie is the whole audience going, is that? No.
See, the crazy thing is I remember Liz leaning over and whispering, is that blah, blah, blah? But I don't remember who blah, blah, blah was.
I'll text it to you. I'll text it to you. It was.
I have.
If you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that was the best part of the movie.
Hey, Sly, you're someone that is known to enjoy a period piece by times.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This is kind of that.
Okay.
It certainly takes place in a time.
Cool, great. To answer your question, I don't know who Laura Linney is.
Okay, Sly.
A quick IMDb scroll is coming up blank.
Sly, I'm going to try and pitch you this movie as honestly as I can. Do not watch it. I did not like it. There was nothing about it that I enjoyed. I cannot in good conscience recommend it to anyone.
Okay.
Oh, it's Surprise Song O'Clock at the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, no. First song is Stay Beautiful. I loved that song.
Stay Beautiful? Oh, I love Stay Beautiful.
You're beautiful. Every little piece of...
I can't sing it. We'll get a copyright hit.
Oh, while I have you all here, I feel like I haven't talked to you in 5 years because we haven't been doing a show. I have a hot take Taylor Swift related that I needed to share with you all. And this was going to be a group chat message, and then it never was.
I would love to talk about
I'm
Taylor
just
Swift
admitting
instead
it
of
to
Wildcat.
Live on air. I think one of my new top favorite Taylor Swift songs is Renegade.
Well chosen. Well chosen.
I'm having a great time. It's a bop.
You are like in the Venn diagram right now. If we had a production team that could put a Venn diagram on air between our boxes right now, right? You just moved into Marissa, put your hand in the corner of the screen. No, to match mine. Look how mine's curved.
Oh. We're making a circle.
Yeah, we're making a but your hand is turned the wrong way. Put your palm facing down.
Yeah.
See,
Liz, you're mirrored.
Oh no, am I right?
It
is perfect on my screen. In my screen, I am in the middle of the screen touching Marissa's hand.
You are absolutely.
Oh, okay. So that is. So if I go this way, does it work?
Yeah. Correct.
Oh, man, it's Marissa's hand touching my hand now. This is crazy.
Yeah,
This is not
love that.
This is also not what my screen looks like.
On my.
We have to become replayers and find out if we ever made a circle.
On my screen, it looks like Marissa and I are just pointing the same way.
Me too.
Yeah, it's very stupid. Okay, you are now moving into the Liz diagram of Taylor Swiftness. If you were to say any other pop-oriented song, you'd be going into the Marissa Venn diagram, but you have fully moved into the Liz Venn diagram of Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marissa is not in the Renegade circle. I am in the Gasoline with Haim circle.
Yeah, that is the middle of the circle. That is no one is not in Gasoline, No Body, No Crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very pleased for you that Renegade is on your list.
Yeah.
It's a bop. Suburban Legends is the second surprise song. Wow.
Ooh, that's a blow. Okay.
Ouch.
Okay. Stay Beautiful feels like a blow. That's an old-timey bop.
I love Stay Beautiful. I love everything on self-titled. Oh.
Yeah, it's a bop. Wow. I'm so glad we got to all experience that together. What a treat.
And we didn't have to talk anymore about Wildcat.
Incredible. What's next on the list?
Marissa, this one's all you.
I saw His Three Daughters because I was adamant that I would see His Three Daughters because it is an Elizabeth Olsen movie, and I absolutely loved it. It felt like watching a play. It was so small and intimate and just conversational. It is three sisters, Elizabeth Olsen, Carrie Coon, and Natasha Lyonne. It is sort of loosely inspired, I believe, by King Lear, weirdly. It was so good, so beautiful. If you need a movie to cry to, I would definitely recommend His Three Daughters. It is also going to Netflix eventually. I don't know how to pitch it to you, Sly, because I think anything that I would say about it would make it sound like an unenjoyable experience. Natasha Lyonne is very funny in it, but it's a family drama about death and grief.
Valid. I love a play. I love a contained small story. So
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
strong maybe.
Elizabeth Olsen was incredible in it. And she does sing a sad and morbid song, which seems to just be a continuing theme in her career. She's grieving someone and singing a sad and morbid song. So
she really did so much press saying, I am tired of playing Wanda, and then went and did this movie.
Correct.
Bananas to me. Let's talk about Wicked Little Letters. Wicked Little Letters is one of the most underrated films of the year. And we still got the wrong banner up from like 20 fucking movies ago. So let me take that down. Wicked Little Letters, Olivia Colman. It's hysterical. It is based on a true story, kind of in the Taika Waititi way, about someone in England who wrote these nasty letters calling other women in her town and across like England, like every horrible thing you can think of. And it's about trying to find out who wrote these letters. And Olivia Colman is the character that is receiving, like she receives something like 10 or 11 of these letters. And it sets off this kind of like wild hunt to figure out who did it. And the letters just get wackier and wackier and funnier and funnier. And it's a lot of like contrasted by really strict faith in a funny way. So if you have any kind of like strict faith background, it's like 10 times funnier because you get just how jarring it is. And it's a time, like it's a period piece, but they did a good job making it like diverse in like the way that modern movies now can either make a choice to go all white and like historically accurate, which is nonsense, or actually cast a diverse cast of people and tell diverse stories. And it honestly, I think, made the retelling of the truth better, that they also brought in a lot of feminist messaging and diverse casting and then like diverse BIPOC stories within it too. So it's very, very fun. It's very, very cool. You know what? One of the reasons why you would like it, Sly, is because it did have a smidge of that Downton Abbey style humor. It had like, it had sprinkles of like just that kind of dry, warm British humor, but in this fun, jarring, like religious town and these like nasty letters. So it was this really cool sweet spot. I think it's such an underrated film. It was 5 stars from me. I think you genuinely would have a blast. And I don't remember what the trigger warnings are for this film, but I had a fucking ball watching it. It was great. We watched it at 9 a.m. I couldn't believe I had such a good time watching anything at 9 a.m. It was great.
That's so valid. I'm just loving that for the audience. Before we went into this, before we went live, Liz and Marissa were like, we're going to do this thing where we try to pitch you all these movies, but we don't think you'll actually like any of them. And so far, barring the one that you directly said not to watch, you're doing a great job so far. So I love that for you.
Okay, great.
Well, you set us up for 2 very hard ending movies, but
I don't think so.
Okay, you take this first one then. Origins.
I think we're gonna nail that. Origins is Ava DuVernay's new movie. It is both sort of biographical and historical period piece. It's investigating the origins of
the caste system.
Yeah,
around
like
the world.
classism, discrimination, racism.
Based on a true story.
It's based on a
author.
book.
Yeah.
Jasmine Cephas Jones is in it, which I think is all I need to say to sell it to Sly.
Valid.
John Bernthal is in it, which is also all I think I need to say to sell it to Sly.
It is an incredible
So
piece.
many feelings about John Bernthal. I was not prepared to experience live on air.
He's
Marissa wasn't
really
ready
great in it.
in the theater. Marissa was taken.
It really was. Listen, he's like touch and go for me. Sometimes I'm like, ew, what is he doing here? And then sometimes like he's giving the most incredible performance I've ever seen. And that's how I felt this time. It's really beautiful and really impactful. It's a little long, but that's fine.
People are saying that this film is going to be like played in every like high school, like social. Do you guys call it social studies in the States? Yeah. Like in every social studies class, like grade 10, grade 11, they're going to be playing like this film because it does such a good job of explaining such a complicated history. And because of that, it should be mandatory viewing for everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
We watched Wildcat that night.
I think so.
Yeah, we watched Wildcat that night. So we saw Origin, we saw Spike Lee's talk and his documentary about 9/11. And we went from that to Origins, which was incredibly strong vision, strong execution. You just feel how strong she is as a director. And then we saw Wildcat. And it made me like Origin even more. It was like, oh, there are so many things about Origins that I did not appreciate when we watched it enough. Like appreciated it, but now I need to go appreciate it more.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So that's that movie. Everyone should watch it. 5 stars. And honestly, it should have an award season run.
It really should, but I don't think it's going to get the attention it deserves.
That is a shame to me. It's an incredible movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and our last film is Long Live Montero, which is the Lil Nas X documentary.
Which was so much fun.
We had a blast.
It was so fun.
We had a great time.
Sly, I don't know if you care about Lil Nas X music, but
I don't know anything about that.
And that's fine.
Okay.
Because you don't need to. Because it's half documentary, half concert. And it has so many beautiful little sprinkled moments of queer joy. And
I do love queer joy.
Love and like care for your inner child. It was just really beautiful and like fun and uplifting. And we left with a smile on our faces. And
I'll spoil one thing from the film for you because it is a hilarious moment amongst 1,000. And I think it would be enough to convince you to watch the film. Towards the end of the movie, like maybe 80% of the way through the movie, his family comes for one of the shows. And they're kind of talking to his different family members. And he's talking about like coming out to different family members and how his like persona as Lil Nas X and then who he is and his presentation of his gender identity. And then it cuts to one of his brothers. And his one of his older brothers. And his older brother just says, "Oh, he helped me so much. I'm bi." And it's like fucking incredible. It's like, oh, like it's like, yeah, I guess I'm bi. Like, I guess I am. Like, this is great. Like, I love my brother. He's great. And I'm bi. And it's like, it's just the way he delivers it and then the way they cut it is like outstanding. It is so solid, but it's the kind of thing that sneaks up on you. So the fact that you know that is in the movie, you will not know when it's about to happen. Yeah,
it is so well edited. It's like one of the I've seen some really well edited movies recently, but it was really, really well edited. Like I think that's the strongest point for it is the way it was constructed.
I love that.
You can watch it and play a little game on your phone and still have a great time. You know what I mean? And still laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
Well, I did watch something. I'm going to transition, and then I know we're gonna immediately circle back, but I just need to get this transition out. I did spend all day today watching season 2 of Loki while playing a little game on my phone, and that was not nearly as conducive.
I mean, that is how I would recommend watching Loki season 2, but also you will then have to Google Loki season 2. But we can go back to that in a second.
Can you guys convince me to start Loki season 2?
It's really good.
Okay. I wouldn't say that. I would say it is fine. It is tolerable. It's a background show for the first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And then episode 6 is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to watch the first 5 episodes to get there.
Yeah. I think there are good moments in all of the rest of them, but episode 6 is so good.
Give me another Marvel episode that you would put it beside in terms of how good it is. Not maybe in terms of what
I
happened.
wouldn't put it beside anything. It's on top.
Yeah.
And I said that honestly, I've said that to several people. I have said I love WandaVision. This was better.
I would put it WandaVision has, like, because it was the first Marvel I really engaged with, I would put it on the same level of the first what was it, episode 4, where it broke the form? I would put it on level with WandaVision episode 4.
I'm really gonna suffer through this, am I? I shouldn't say it. I really loved covering Loki season 1. That was like one of the first after party series we did. Shout out Ro. Ro came
and the first.
Yeah.
We had a blast. So it's not being shady towards that. It's just I feel like my trust is so broken with Marvel that I'm like, I feel like it's like a chore to watch this show.
Yes. The hard part, and I want to be very clear when I say this, because I've been eaten alive by several people for saying this. I do not think it is a better show than WandaVision. I love WandaVision. I will continue to rewatch WandaVision for the rest of my life. I think WandaVision as a series is so smart and well constructed, and it made me feel things about media that I haven't felt in years. I do think that Loki sticks the landing in a way that WandaVision was not given the opportunity to do. They were not given the time. They were not given the resources. They were in the middle of a global pandemic. The way WandaVision wraps and unfortunately then leads into Multiverse of Madness is that's just the way that it was, and that's the way it is, and that's what we have to live with. Loki completes a story in a way that like no other Marvel series has done. And it's also just like technically really well made. Just like the production of it is really beautiful. Unfortunately, I don't want to be saying any of this, but it's true.
Yeah, and again, like I was on my phone, half paying attention, kind of disassociating for the first 5 episodes. And then episode 6, I was like, wow, I'm here. I'm engaged. I'm watching this. This is solid media. Yeah.
And there's 8 episodes?
No, just 6.
Oh, just 6.
Yeah.
So you watch for the last episode. I get it.
Yeah.
Intriguing. I'm intrigued. Let's use that to transition to our Marvel conversation, and I'll toss it right over to Sly because I feel like one of the greatest disservices to the Marvels in terms of our show is
before I go, I just looked at our notes. I have one more point about Loki.
Oh, yeah.
There is the return of Liz's favorite character, and that's all I'll say about that.
And I don't remember who
I don't know what that means, because I read that and I was like, oh, that could be this, but then it also, I literally don't know.
The wacky inflatable man.
Oh, yeah. In a major way. In a major way.
Marvel, we know you watch our show. You can't deny it now. We're the only fucking people on the internet that rode that wave to this moment.
Like in a major way.
It was like core scene transition was the wacky inflatable man
It's
in a way that was
so
so good. And I lost
good.
my mind.
Wow.
I thought you were talking about Miss Minutes, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
no.
yeah," because her whole
I was
brand is
talking about the
jump
wacky
scares.
inflatable man.
Yeah,
Wow.
in a major way.
Kevin Feige watches our show. That is a fucking fact. Somebody at Marvel watches this show and was
Yeah.
like, fans love the inflatable man. Specifically, these 4 doofuses that throw this little podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Correct.
I want to talk about the Marvels because one of the first pieces of media that we bonded over was the fact that Captain Marvel is not a bad movie. And Brie Larson deserves better. So I am very sad that we were not able to kind of lead into the Marvels in a way that we perhaps would have if a strike wasn't happening. But alas, strike is the most important thing because SAG-AFTRA deserves the contract. And now we can talk about it. I have not seen it yet. You two have both seen it.
I
Mhm.
have only seen it once. I want to see it so many more times, just not have had the time. And hey, fun fact, it's really hard to find open caption screenings. And so if you see an open
Mhm.
caption screening, you should go see it so they keep making more so people like me can go see movies more than once.
Facts, big facts. As a major Captain Marvel fan, I just want to know like how it landed with you.
Oh my god.
Perfection.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah, unfortunately, Captain Marvel is now bumped down to number 3 on my ranking of the MCU.
Wow.
It
Is
it
it
takes
Eternals the
everything-
Marvels or Marvels the Marvels Eternals?
I haven't decided yet. I
Okay.
think I need to see the Marvels another time before I can make that call. But
Like,
it's
can I just say,
either 1 or 2.
fucking impeccable top 3. Absolutely impeccable top 3 takes from Slide. I stand by that. That is immaculate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sly really said women.
Correct. It is I think the best representation of each of these characters, and it builds on their stories in such an important way. And it really, I really, really, truly, deeply hope that people see the Marvels and then go rewatch Captain Marvel and understand that they were watching the story of somebody who is brainwashed and socialized in a very specific way, and this is her story of learning about that and breaking out of that, and that is how it's portrayed, and it's done excellently, and it is a beautifully acted movie, and it it's I wouldn't say it's like the best like made Marvel movie, but Brie Larson's performance in that movie is impeccable, and people are tearing it to shreds because they don't understand the character choices that are being made. And I think this movie really explicitly, clearly states the thesis of Captain Marvel in a way that I think so many people are going to have an aha moment about this character and about that movie. And it's just beautiful and fun and like joyous
So much
and
fun.
touching on such important themes in a really beautiful way. But the best part about seeing the Marvels is I immediately got out of the movie theater. I sat in my car and I texted Marissa exactly which moment is the 4 of us in the group chat and got back you are 100% correct. And I feel so vindicated about that.
Yeah, because for context, I saw the Marvels on a Thursday preview screening, and I immediately texted the We'll Throw the After Party group chat and said there is something for all of us in this movie. Then the next day, Sly texted me back, it's this, 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 and this. And I said, yes, absolutely. You're 100% correct. And I will say there's even more than the 4 things that Sly pointed out. There is probably at least 3 things for each of us.
Wow.
And one of those things was for Marissa and me because I screamed and like tapped my little feet in excitement when a certain needle drop hit.
Wow.
And that's all I say.
I feel like we need to do a special on the Marvels when all 4 of us can be. It's been
I would
so
love
long since we've been
to.
able to talk about a Marvel property that we've been excited about.
Yes, it was so much fun. It felt like a roller coaster ride. Like, you know how people like to say that Marvel movies sometimes are like a theme park ride derogatory? Like,
This
it
is
was a theme park ride positive.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I felt like I was at Disneyland. I had so
Wow.
much fun the entire time. I left like grinning ear to ear. I felt like I could run a marathon afterwards. There's also just like some real fun reveals at the end that
I love it.
I'm not
And you-
saying the MCU is back. I will not say that the MCU is back, but it made me excited.
We'll throw the after party is back, baby.
It made me
We'll throw the
excited
party
for
is
the parts of the MCU that I was already excited about.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so much happening in the MCU right now that I'm like, why are we doing this? I don't really care. But the weird side character shoot off stories that I care about.
Speaking of the weird side character offshoot stories, we had an announcement about another favorite property of Sly's that
Yes.
absolutely devastated me.
Sorry. I thought you were going a fully different direction than where you're going. Please go ahead. I take that entire reaction I was just giving straight to camera. Go for it.
Yeah. So you know that show that was supposed to come out in like 2 weeks? Haha, it's not. RIP Echo happening at the end of November. It's moved to January 10th, I believe. It's still dropping all at what?
Oh, I didn't say anything, but I was going to say that honestly, that's not that bad for Marvel because originally they said winter, and technically January is still winter.
Correct. I just had been counting down the days on my calendar already, and when you were like 2 weeks away and then suddenly it's 2 months away, broke my heart.
Yeah.
But with this delay, they decided to do this really fun, cute thing that Marvel loves to do and announce that it's now a completely separate piece from the MCU, and it's under this completely new banner that they're calling Marvel Spotlight, which is inspired by the Marvel Spotlight comics, which as a comic makes sense. And I kind of like theoretically having a way to indicate, hey, this project, you don't need to see the next big movie. Like, this is independent, on the ground storytelling. I love that kind of story. That's all I would watch from Marvel if I could, right? Like, I love the more insular, smaller, emotion, story-driven storytelling style. However, I already had big feelings about them deciding to change the release format with this show, and now they're saying basically a giant banner over this project that is women-led with a deaf plus indigenous character, and they're slapping a sticker on it that says, "This one's skippable. This one's not a requirement. You don't need to watch this." And that breaks my heart because so many people are going to see this isn't part of the MCU. This is not a requirement. This is not going to tie into the greater universe. I'm not going to watch that one. And it's going to be the one that so many people need to see. It's going to be a story that is so important to the cultural consciousness. And people aren't going to watch it because now Marvel is saying, you don't have to.
Yeah, that's I hadn't really considered that part of it. I was really excited for the start of the Spotlight label because I think it, at least, and this is just my assumption and like perception of like the 50-second trailer that we got. Like, I hope and assume that because these projects theoretically will not be so reliant on the broader like arc of the MCU, they can be better and smarter and more cerebral and internal, and like we don't have to worry about where fucking Kang is in the like corner of it. But yeah, you're right that the people that don't need to.
I was muted, but
who's playing Kang, like real, like yeah.
That
is a rough place to start. You are right.
I just want to cut in and add on to that really quickly before we toss it back to Sly. I think multiple things are true at once. I think the Spotlight program is going to fix a fundamental problem that Marvel is facing, which is people won't watch the MCU because there's too much that people feel like they have to watch to go see the blockbusters. But subsequently, what's also going to happen because they are doing that is they're going to put content that does not fit into the blockbuster box, which is going to mean BIPOC stories, queer stories, femme stories, diverse stories into the Spotlight series to audience test them before they throw these huge blockbuster budgets at them, rather than saying there is a reason why you should watch Echo. And that is because Echo is going to connect to the blockbuster. It's the same theory as when you have a talk show that sits people on a couch and they put like Justin Bieber beside up and coming Shawn Mendes. Like there's a reason why they did that back in the day, to uplift Shawn Mendes beside the A-lister Justin Bieber, right? Like this is Marvel's B tier, A tier system. And what they should be doing is saying, you need to watch Echo, which is an incredible story, an incredible character, an incredible performance, and is also something that a lot of white male viewers normally would not turn on, because you need to watch it to have context for the next time Paul Rudd's on screen, which is something that you're invested in. But instead, it's justifying consumer behavior that is not the diversity that
and
Marvel
theoretically, I am a huge fan. I love when they tell stories that you can approach without context. I love when they tell these on-the-ground stories. I love when they make a project that can break outside of the Marvel fan base and bring new people in. I love when they tell stories that people get to see themselves in a way that they don't need to know anything else about the MCU, right? Like, I fucking love Eternals. It's currently my tied for number one Marvel movie, right? You can go into that knowing like barely anything besides what you've picked up from the cultural consciousness about the MCU, have an incredible time with these incredible story-driven or character-driven stories. And I love that. And I love having a label that says, like, this is approachable. You can go into this with no knowledge. I just don't like that comes at the cost of them saying to that core, predominantly male, white 30s, that the stories that aren't about them aren't necessary.
Yeah.
And literally putting dollar figures beside that fact, right?
Yeah.
If what happens, right, is Marvel starts funding all of these queer, diverse stories under the Spotlight label, and they become miniseries, or they become spin-offs, or they become one-offs, that is a very different budget from an internationally released Captain America movie.
Yeah,
correct.
So if you're going to split the programming, Marvel, you better show us that it is not a true A tier, B tier system. Because it would be so easy for them to fund all of the white heroes in the blockbuster category and test diverse storytelling in the Spotlight series.
Yeah, it would be very different if the first Spotlight series was Daredevil in comparison to Echo. That would be very different, like, starting point.
Completely different conversation we'd be having right now.
And also, Echo is also releasing on Hulu. It's simul releasing Disney Plus and Hulu, which why? And you don't need to. But I'm so fascinated by that, because the like Disney Plus business model has been like teetering back and forth between like, this is family content, this is for all ages, this is family content, this is for all ages. Like, where do these like RTVMA projects fit? Why are we doing a simul release on Disney Plus and Hulu? It's like the same debate as the Netflix shows releasing, or like leaving Netflix and going to a Disney property, like were they going to go to Hulu? Were they going to go to Disney Plus? And then them just being like, oh, we'll just add a TVMA restriction on Disney Plus and then everything can be on Disney Plus. You added that restriction, so why is it also going to Hulu? Like, I understand giving it to a broader audience, but the subscriber base of Hulu is smaller than the subscriber base of Disney Plus. I just don't understand like the strategy behind looking at a person that has a Disney Plus and Hulu bundle and being like, you can watch them on either. I don't
However,
get it.
I'm the person who will watch it on Hulu instead of Disney Plus.
Get real close. I'm going to tell you a secret. Ready?
Hello.
Disney Plus wants to buy Hulu.
They already own it. They're buying out Universal.
So they want to test the Disney original programming on Hulu and then A/B test where they release their projects moving forward. Do you know
why are we doing it with Echo? Why are we continuing to treat this show as an experiment?
Because they don't care about women-led, disabled-led, indigenous-led stories.
Echo, we will treat you with the respect and love that you deserve. Echo's never done a thing wrong.
Absolutely not. All of those people that she attacked,
I support women's wrongs.
It's fine.
This is a safe space to support Echo. Absolutely. I'm excited to I feel like between the Marvels and Echo, I'm excited to have Marvel content that we are excited to talk about. It's been a while since we've been able to talk about Marvel content, but like there were a lot of projects that came up that we were just kind of humming and hawing about.
I can't wait until we do our content planning doc for the next year, where I campaign very hard. I'm saying this live on air, so you're all accountable to this. I'm going to campaign so hard for us to do a weekly episode by episode breakdown of Echo instead of doing like 3 and 3 or whatever.
I had the same.
I'm going to push for it. Yeah.
Is it 6 episodes or is it 8?
I thought it was 6. Is it 8?
Let's see.
I'm not sure. I just know they're dropping all at once.
I think it might be 8.
And I want to force it to be in the cultural consciousness for the entire 8 weeks it deserves.
Yeah. I don't. The simul release, it's 5?
I'm seeing
5?
Yeah.
Even worse.
So
while we're still... Yeah, we will. While we're still in our little Marvel box for a second, let me just say, I am one of the people that finished Secret Invasion before I saw the Marvels. And literally no one on the planet needs to do that. There is no reason you need to see Secret Invasion to see the Marvels. There is no connective tissue. The Secret Invasion starts with Nick Fury leaving space to go to Earth. It ends with him leaving Earth to go back to space. That's it.
I'd like to make a confession. We started an after party series about Secret Invasion.
Correct.
And then we had to stop because of the strike.
Had to stop. We got to stop.
And I fully have not watched it since.
You don't need
I did not watch it until the Friday I was going to see the Marvels. I watched episodes 5 and 6 and I was like, wow, all I needed to know from these episodes is that Nick Fury is back in space.
Then I watched the Marvels. There is no change in nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. They do so much random shit and nothing happens.
Wow.
It made me really upset.
I just saw one screenshot of Emilia Clarke's horrible CGI arm.
Her Hulk arm, yeah.
Yeah, her Hulk arm. So that's all I need to know.
There's Super Scrolls now. Great.
Can we talk about the worst news of my life? Worse
than Shadow and Bone?
It's right up there with Shadow and Bone.
Oh, this is actually great news. I'm excited for this.
It's horrible news. Liz is very distressed about this news.
What if season 2 starts December 22nd?
I think Liz's best content era was the what if after parties, and I just can't wait to return to that energy. I know you hated it, but it was some of the best content you've done.
It was so much
know,
fun.
You know when you're starting to get sick, but you're not sick yet? And
Uh-huh.
you know when you have like you know you're getting sick and you're like, "Oh, this is my last day of being a little bit like tomorrow I'm going to be a mess." And like you've got like a little tickle in your throat or like a little bit scratchy or like a little bit stuffy or like, you know, like you just get like a little bit sleepy and you're like, "Oh,
You're
tomorrow."
really painting a picture here.
That is how I feel about What If coming back. These are my last days. I feel like I'm about to be the worst version of myself. And then the fucking promo video is like, you know, you get to unwrap a new episode every day for 9 days. And I was like, you mean I am going to force myself through a 30-minute episodic about characters that shouldn't be saying or doing anything that they're saying or doing. And I'm going to sell my soul to put it on the internet to process it live with all of you. Honestly,
Look,
sign me the fuck up. But
I'm so excited. We have Bucky in Winter Soldier era. We have Wanda, theoretically, potentially, apparently voiced by Elizabeth Olsen. That's all I need to know. I don't care what the scenario is. I don't care what the stakes are because the stakes aren't real. I'm just going to have a silly, goofy time. And I'm going to say, what is this plot? Why are we doing this? Why do the women look like that? And I'm going to have
the
a great
women not know how to walk.
all right, let's do. I know we do need Alexis to do this justice. So I'm saying this knowing that Alexis needs to contribute in the future, but I would like to rapid fire our must-haves for What If season 2. So we've already covered interesting choices and how we design and animate women's bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute must. We need a Bucky shower moment.
My first impulse was shirtless Bucky Barnes.
Liz's shower corner, plumbing corner needs to be back in full effect.
Yeah.
What else?
I feel like this is cheating because it was in the trailer, but a character with a very specific set of skills suddenly having another character's very specific set of skills. Like Bucky with the cap shield. We're getting Star-Lord, Black Panther. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Sly, what's your must-have?
Oh gosh. I want a moment every week that reminds us why we started the what the fuck moment of the week segment.
That's excellent.
Excellent.
I want one moment every episode where I go, what the fuck?
I also want one like new location per episode that is more designed than it is used. For example,
you're gonna love the Marvels.
Can't wait.
Correct.
I actually was referencing quite regularly at Bufferfest in the original Captain Marvel the karaoke scenes. I'm like, that's me. I felt very seen in the Captain Marvel karaoke scenes. Like, so I feel like I am going to love this movie.
You are. I think you are.
So I want to see some animated, like I want like the bar from the Star-Lord episode. You know that huge bar there? It was like, there's so much, like you do a whole episode just in this bar.
With Sexy Nebula.
Yeah. And like the collector that had all that shit. I want more places like that. That I'm like, we could do 8 episodes just in this one place, but alas, we got 2.
Yeah. What I want is women with personalities. I don't think I'm going to get that, so I'm not going to include that in this list.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really the big one. I want women that look like they're walking like humans. I want hair that moves like it moves.
Hair that moves like hair. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want women with personalities. And I don't think I'm gonna get any of those things. But it's fine.
Will we get the big 3? That is, what if we got the big 3? Women moving, talking, and what's the third?
Hair.
Hair.
Having hair. that resemble real life. We will all find out when we suffer through What If. It shall be great. I can't wait. And that
Will there be another wacky inflatable dude in the MCU?
Kevin, we know you're listening.
or you can animate it in real quick. There's still time, Kevin. Make it happen.
We've got a whole nother month.
True. Absolutely. Okay, friends. We've made it to the top of our second hour. That is, wow. We got through a lot of content in one episode for.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
I'm really very a round of applause. I'm very proud of how far we came this episode. Everyone has homework to do. Sly is going to watch theater camp and have a great time, specifically. Marissa, I actually don't know if you have homework. Do you have homework? You got to watch Oppenheimer.
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I have to watch the Marvels. And I've got next weekend, a big old weekend. We're going to do the Jacob Elordi double feature. I don't know when May December is coming out in Canada. It might not be till December 1st on Netflix. Because I know there's early showings happening in Toronto, but this is the one time of the year I'm not fucking in Toronto. So I will not be seeing it, which is fine. So anyway, my homework is to catch up on the Marvels. I'm also going to watch the Hunger Games. I haven't seen the new Hunger Games yet.
I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Very exciting. Very exciting. So we'll have some Hunger Games thoughts in the future. What else? Is there any other homework we're assigning to the class?
Oh, I mean, you said Toronto, and I just remembered we don't care about the Leafs. I know nothing about the Leafs. However, they are currently in Sweden for the Global Series, and William Nylander, living his best life in Sweden, is so excited about everything. We love that for him. I've consumed so much Leafs content recently. I don't know who any of these men are, nor do I care to. But William Nylander having a blast back in Sweden, and we love that for him.
We love that for him.
I will have to say, I do root for the Leafs by default when the Red Wings are not playing, because I refuse to root for the Blackhawks. I just refuse.
You shouldn't.
And just by default and like area location, it's Detroit, Toronto, Chicago.
Wow, that's very bold. We'll discuss
That's how I was raised. I can't apologize for that. That's how I was raised.
We'll discuss it off air. Good luck to Bunky, who's watching all 4 Hunger Games movies tomorrow for the first time.
Oh my god.
I've been giving warnings. There's been a lot of prep going on.
When I was in high school, my little tiny one-screen theater would do every year when they came out, they would do, so like the second movie came out, they did the first 2, and then when the third movie came out, they did all 3 back to back to back. And that was like core high school memory for sure. So.
I saw recently there was some theater somewhere in the country that was doing a Twilight marathon. Wish I could have gone to that. That's so fun. I love that.
So fun. Well, I hope that everybody watching got some ideas of what they should watch, what they can watch, things you can skip, things you can do. We will be back in a few weeks for our last takeover of the year, which is Alexis's takeover, I think. And I think we're also doing our roundup of all the things we did watch this year, but it will be tricky.
It'll be our holiday show.
It'll be our 3rd time doing a show like this, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh my god, so fun. One of my favorite shows of the year, but I don't know how we're going to do it this year, considering a huge chunk of the year we couldn't watch things. I have no idea what we watched off the top of this year. I feel like we've lived 5 lives in 1 year, so we will figure it out together. And we will have fun doing it. So check Instagram at After Party Show for the next show date to be confirmed if Liz does not screw with the calendar yet again. And you can find me everywhere on Producer Liz this week, including YouTube, where you can subscribe. Marissa, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere at Missa Bobissa. Very exciting things coming up in my future. It will be Thanksgiving. I will be doing my pie drop, my pie reveal of the year. I'm in charge of desserts every year. So look out for my pie children next Thursday. And then after that, I will be going on a fun little mother-daughter trip to New York City and seeing a lot of Broadway shows. So if you're a theater girly, follow along.
So fun. Sly, where can people find you on the internet this week?
Theoretically everywhere at CycloneMC. However, Threads And TikTok Live every week for Thirsty Thursday are the only places where you'll actually find any new content. So, maybe prioritize those. You can, of course, find me on Point in Progress. Recently, we did Halloween spooky games bracket that was really fun. I hadn't played any of them, so I got to be the judge. That was really exciting. And then this week's episode was chaos. So, just fitting the vibes. We did our Game Awards predictions episode.
Oh,
so if
so
you want to see how we all casted our votes for the Game Awards, go check that out. It was a great time.
Love. So fun. When are the Game Awards? They're soon.
Yeah, they're December 7th, I believe. It's that Thursday.
Yeah.
Coming up. And you can find Alexis at just Alexis Blake everywhere on the internet. And Alexis has been posting content on Instagram, which is exciting for
yes,
everybody. So you can find Alexis on the internet on Instagram this week, which is a thrill to all. And we will see you next time. Next show announcement on Instagram, as always, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, all the places. We did it.
You did it.
We did a show.
Do
the balloons.
What? Oh, it's this.
Yeah.
Wait, can I do it? No, I don't have it.